heard the story years ago. A Chassid, his name was Rabbi Shmuel Gorevich. He went to France to make a Chabad house in France. This must be like 50 years ago, something like that. So 40 years ago. So his wife was French. His wife was French, and he knew a couple words because he had to speak to his wife. But essentially, he would have liked other plans. So they went into the Rebbe, and in those days the Rebbe would tell people where to go, also to the Chabad houses. Anyway, so they went into the Rebbe, and the Rebbe saw that he had uncertainty about the whole thing. The Rebbe said, "You go to France, you're going to be successful over there." I think it's in where Lyon, I think, in the city of Lyon or Nice. I don't remember. Anyway, so he said, the Rebbe said, "Go there and you'll be successful." He said, "But one thing, always you should have always a pleasant face, panim sochakot. You should have a pleasant face. The French people love someone who's happy, a pleasant face." And so that's what he said. You should have a pleasant face. The French love someone who is happy. That's what he said. Okay, so he went and actually was fairly successful. And he opened up a girls' school, and it was going very well. And then all of a sudden there came this tremendous crisis that they came from the board of building whatever inspection, and they inspected his building and they declared it to be unsafe for many reasons. It didn't have proper a sprinkler system, for against fires, and there weren't other things. Anyway, whatever it was, it would have cost them a fortune to fix up this building that he had, which he didn't have the money. So we tried to gather money and it didn't work. So somebody said, "Listen, maybe go to the minister of building and request mercy, request that he, give you at least an extension of time or something." There was like 200 girls that learned in this place. So it was a long story, and I want to sort of get to the end point of the story. So he didn't know what to do. This is how he remembered. He was riding on a train one day, and he got to talking to the man sitting next to him. And it ended up that the man sitting next to him, they had talked to, "What do you do? What do you do?" And the man sitting next to him said, "Well, I happen to work in the in the city hall of Lyon, and I'm good friends with the building manager. And here's his card. You can go to the card." And say, "Oh, this is great." So this amazing miracle from God. So he goes back to Lyon, goes to the minister, and he's not there. He's gone. He's gone for a long time. And so comes in someone else. I don't remember exactly what the details. Anyway, so somehow or other he goes into another minister's office. Another minister's coming in. "What do you want?" "I want to see the minister of these." "He's not here, but come with me." Takes him into his office, and he says, "What do you need?" He said, "Well, my building is like this, and this, and I want a request to this." And they say that the building is not safe, and that it needs the water, and it needs these things, and that. So the man says to him, "I want to ask you a question. What do you say about this, that Begin, this is the time of Begin, that he gave back the Sinai to want to make peace, right? That was what was us? No, that was the Camp David. Wants to make peace with the Arabs. What do you say about that?" So he knows that the French are usually very leftist and that they're very open-minded. But on the other hand, he knew that the Lubavitcher Rebbe was tremendously against this giving back of lands, giving away land, tremendously against it. And it was a danger, and it was a tragedy, and it was the wrong thing. And he made Begin promise he wouldn't do it, and Begin went against his promise, and he went. So now he's in a big problem. What's he going to do? The minister asks him, "What do you think about this thing about giving back land?" So he said, "Listen, I can't, go against what the Rebbe said. I can't, try to be diplomatic." So he just said, "Listen, I am a follower of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, and the Lubavitcher Rebbe says that it's forbidden to give any lands away, and it's just going to bring tragedy, and it's not right, and it only belongs to Israel." And he figured that's the end of the meeting. So this official takes out a Bible from his drawer, Now, there's supposed to be a separation of church and state in France, a very definite, clear separation that one doesn't help the other. So he takes out a Bible and he said, I believe what you say. This Bible says the same thing. And I believe what you say. It's a terrible mistake. He said, you know what? He said, I want to tell you something. He said, I have a lot of religious Jewish friends. I have a lot of Jewish acquaintances. I know. All of them have bitter faces. All of them have faces that are always this. And you have a smiling face. You have a smile. You should know the French people love a happy, smiling face. And he used the exact words that the Rebbe used. The French people, they love a smiling face. The Rebbe spoke French. The Rebbe knew like, I don't know, 50 languages. He said in the exact same language as the Rebbe said. The French people love a face. He said, I want you to see something. And he takes out this big thing and a big sort of rolled up plans of a building, and he puts it on the table. He says, what do you think about this? And he said, I don't understand blueprints. I don't understand anything. What is this? He said, well, this is the building I want to give to you. He said, what? He said, come, I'll show you. He calls up. He says, we'll take a ride. He takes him in his limousine, his official limousine. Says, see this building? It's not being used. It has all the requirements you can use. You can move your school over to there. You can use the school to there. You can use it for as long as you want to until you get fixed. He says, really? He says, yeah, usually there's a separation between church and state. He said, but I like you and you have good ideas and I think you're doing a good thing. And he helped him. And so it ended up that exactly what the Rebbe told him to do, to have a pleasant face, is that's exactly what helped him. And so it should be to us also, that if we think good, think positively, then the world will be a good and a positive place. Have a good day with Mashiach now. I'm sorry we didn't have a class. Tomorrow there will be a class at 8:15.